Hello, gentle viewers. This is Guardian, welcoming you back to Out of the Park Baseball 24 with the Oakland A's. Give me 1 second. I'm going to move my microphone, so I'm going to mute it. There we go. That's better. Welcome. So in our previous episode, we completed another successful offseason, marked perhaps by one of our best free agents we've ever acquired, Mr. Santiago Luna. Mr. Luna here is very expensive, but also worth every penny. So I'm very eager to see what he can bring to us this season. We also have a couple of other additions. First among these is Lazaro Noriega, our new third baseman. Ever since we got rid of Peyton Green, we have really struggled to find a replacement third baseman. And Noriega certainly doesn't strike me as somebody who's going to do that by himself. But I think he's at least a reasonable enough option here early in the season that we can give him a go. Mr. Noriega's biggest issue in his career has been a lack of opportunity. Hopefully, we can make something work there. Other than that, this is a bunch of old friends for the most part. Getting bigger roles, of course. Now, one thing I don't love about the current makeup of the team is we're very, we have a lot more power than we ever did before. But my concern is we don't have as much contact. If we sort by contact, we have a couple of above average contact guys, and Hoskins and DeWitt. And then some more mid-tier guys. All this is to say, of course, that this is where we find ourselves for the moment. Now, Mr. Trey Spiva would have an inside track on third base if he could handle the position. I do think his best position will be either second or first. So if Hoskins starts to slip, that's a really likely candidate to make a change. Part of me wants to just move Williamson to first and be done with it, because I think that's his natural position. But I'm willing to give him a chance to show that he can hit for enough average to make the rest of his game work. Overall, though, I do think our lineup is very strong. Led by a couple of superstars in DeWitt and Luna, we also have some really good talent up and down the lineup. Some of the players that do give me a little bit of pause are Noriega, for one. Noriega seems very much like an all-or-nothing hitter. If he can hit 30-plus home runs, the rest of his game will be carried, but I don't think he's got a very high probability to stick at third base. That's just my take on it right now. I'm sure my decisions might change as the season progresses. Let's talk about our pitching staff. This, again, for the most part, is a bunch of old friends, with a few minor differences. The first among them is giving Danny Gross another chance as a starter. Danny Gross has been a really good reliever for a while now, but he wants to try being a starter, and I'm willing to give him that opportunity. He certainly has pitched well as a reliever. My concerns are going to come, of course, from his ability to last over the season. But I think he has a decent chance to accomplish just that. Juan DeMoya returns after a year off for injury. And I really hope that we can salvage a bit more out of his career. Because Lord knows we're stuck with him for a while. And so if we can't get fairly high-level play out of him, we're going to be hurting a little bit. Chris Allen, our shiny new toy from last year, didn't have the most amazing of starts for his major league career. Both because of the combination of too many walks and not enough strikeouts. If his stuff gets better, though, I think we'll see him continue to improve. Devon Schaffner is back. We've had him for a couple of seasons. And, of course, Mike Swanson. It looks like the odd man out right now is DeMoya, which I'm okay with for the moment. But I really think DeMoya should be starting, but I don't know who I would bench for that. So we'll see how the season progresses and make adjustments as we need to. Maybe Mike Swanson But Swanson is also fairly good, and also has the benefit of not having too much longer on his contract. So we'll see. The bullpen is much the same as years past, without any major additions. All these guys pitched for us last season, except for Chad McKay. Chad McKay did play for us last season. Who here didn't? Stoll and Pinto have both been here before. McKay, DeMoya, Bilbrey, Ramirez, Luoma, and Volperts. It's actually basically last year's bullpen, which is fine. I have no problems whatsoever with the bullpen as it stands. It's one of the low-key strengths of this club. I do feel silly having spent all this money on Jesus Ramirez. It turns out he can't even close anymore. But as long as he can pitch at a high level, I don't really care what position he's in. We can be rid of him if we need to be. So the big takeaway is going to be that hopefully our lineup will be even more competitive than it has been recently. But I am concerned about how many hitters we have that rely so heavily on getting power to increase their value. Cabral is another one. Although Cabral is getting better, I would love to see him unlock his ability to hit for average, because that'll really take him over the hump and make him a truly special player that can have a chance to anchor this lineup along with DeWitt and Luna for the next couple seasons. But let's advance opening day. Take a moment to get some water. A personal message. Lovely. Wanted to make the playoffs. Some improvement for Schaffner, who added a cutter. That's pretty cool. I don't hate that, especially for a guy as old as he is. 29 is pretty old to be inventing a new pitch, but I'm here for it. Luna is getting better playing shortstop, which I appreciate. What about the youngsters? Josh Rarick is improving. Very nice, very nice. Georg Hunt, Chris Bork. Bork. Bruzese here is improving his velocity, but he's actually dipping in his raw talent level. He was always going to be a bit of a risk just because of the nature of his pitching profile, but it is a concern to be certain. Weren't you my first round pick, Roberson? You were, and you're already starting to lose some of your potential. That's annoying. That is annoying. We'll figure it out. Top 100 prospects. I doubt I have any. I do. Nelson Vigil. Oh, yeah, my international free agent signing. Yeah, he could be scary awesome. If we could make that happen, I would be delighted. We're a respectable 10th. The problem is that it's more because of depth, but we don't have the top-line talent. I mean, Davini is pretty good. I still have some high hope for him. And Fontañez, but they're both very, very low minors. Davini might force the issue. I need a big year from him this year. I'm not necessarily concerned about his actual ability to pitch well, but I am concerned about him taking a step forward, which he hasn't done yet. He's on the cusp, though. He is getting better, just not by as much as I would like. If we can have a good year in AA, I think Mr. Davini could rush the story a little bit. Any other high level players that might be getting a call up? Oh, we have this fucking problem again. I swear, I can't win. I cannot win. This is injured list. No, it's not. This is a Rule 5 list. I keep forgetting I put that there. And then we're going to do double A, high A, low A, and rookie league. The best news is we have several relief options, so if somebody does get hurt, I have options to replenish the bullpen. It's one of our deepest parts of this team. Other than that, I don't have a ton of players in the high minors that are really ready for a big opportunity. Andy Santa Cruz is a very talented player, and if I didn't have Cabral, he'd still be in the majors right now. But I think we have to give Cabral a real chance to show if he can be something special, which he might be able to accomplish. But if Bobby Guerra fucks up, he's probably the first one down to the minors, and he'll be the first one up. At first base, Hoskins had a pretty good year last year, and I think he'll do fine. But if we ever need him to, we have Kevin Cox on hand as well. I could probably trade Joel Miller if I wanted to, but I think for right now, let's get some games in, make some adjustments, etc., etc. We can have good old Dave Tingle back. I think I'm going to send him to the minors, so. Let the bullpen shake itself out over these first couple of months and then decide if anybody's struggling in particular. We're actually struggling as a team this year. It's super early, so I'm not going to overreact to anything, but it is a little bit disconcerting that we were kind of on a slow path there. Jesus Ramirez just decided to start throwing harder, which is very cool. And Juan Demoy is bottoming out as a starter, so that's not hugely unexpected, but it's a little bit disappointing. Tim Gardner is throwing harder. We're built like the Guardians, so it seems like one of the things we specialize in is increasing people's velocity, and I'm here for it. I'm absolutely here for it, but we'll see what happens as we proceed. Santiago Luna has wasted absolutely no time showing how amazing he could be. Ian Anderson is going to retire. He's going to work on world domination. Good for him. It's nice to have us. It's nice to have a. It's nice to have goals. And we're just going to dive right into the next month. I'm not going to make any changes to anything. We're just going to sit tight, let the team show me who they are, and then we can make adjustments to improve the roster. Part of the issue is Texas just running away with it a bit this year. I don't know what Texas has that makes them so formidable, but they're playing really well this year. Just like in real life. Mike Swanson is out for 3 months. Okay. I want to see who they're going to slide into the rotation with him out. Really, Bobby Stoll. We really do not want to try Demoya again, which might be reasonable. That known, let's call up probably Bork, actually. It seems like Bork is a little bit too good to be resting his laurels in the minors, so we'll call Bork up. And he'll take the open bullpen spot. So we're off to a really slow start, which is definitely troubling. Definitely troubling. Jesus Trevino looks better. That's cool. Good times, good times. Dave McCormick is hurt. Why do I care about that? Oh, you're one of the players I think I traded. Wait, why do I care about Dave McCormick? I mean, he's turned into a pretty fantastic player, but I don't remember why I put him on my list to begin with. Say Lovey. Oviedo hitting 3 homers. Yeah, but he's still not very good. I think we made the right choice in letting him depart. Alright, we're not scoring shit. At all. That is our issue. Yikes. So there's one thing that gives me some cause for optimism is that the entire team is hitting poorly except for DeWitt and Estrada, and Luna's not hitting great, but he's good enough for now. That part is encouraging, which seems to suggest it was a couple of fairly minor changes that may be able to make a significant change to our fortunes, which is good. But I still don't think I have enough data. Like, let's say we look at Bobby Guerra. As Bobby Guerra's part of his issue is he doesn't play that often. But when he is playing, he's not playing that well. This is not enough data to make an informed decision about whether Bobby Guerra is a problem or a solution. Williamson has had 200 at-bats and is below replacement level. Like, Eddie Williamson is here for one thing, hitting home runs, and he is not doing that. He is not remotely doing that. And that is deeply, deeply problematic. Getting rid of him might be the first thing we do. Noriega is exactly a replacement level. He's got a decent bit of pop, but he's not playing at an ultra high level. He is playing a fairly good third base, though. I think Williamson is the first one to go, and I think we bring Santa Cruz back. I think Santa Cruz's more well-rounded profile is going to help us a bit more than Williamson's all or nothing. So that's the first change I'm going to make this early season. We're going to send Williamson to the minors, let him figure shit out in AAA, and then probably bring him back a little bit later on. How's Cabral playing? Cabral is also pretty awful. Cabral needs time, actually even more than Williamson does. We're going to send Cabral to the minors and keep Williamson. Like, I'm sorry, but the fact is, Cabral has not hit in the major leagues. He got better last season. He was okay in 2036, but it just seems to me like he can't put the bat on the ball frequently enough. And if he can't accomplish that, then all of his other talents are just wasted. So we're going to send Cabral to the minors to work out some shit. Do I have a Noriega replacement? If Spiva could play third, I would do it. But the problem is that he can't. I think I've seen enough from Noriega that I'd like to upgrade at third if I can. I just don't know where that upgrade comes from. Gallego would be a pretty good defensive upgrade. But I'm not convinced he would be an offensive upgrade. This is probably all Noriega is, though. If I trade you... Oh, here we go. All prospects. Any prospect at all for Noriega? Otherwise, I'll just try to get him through waivers and see if I can demote him to the minors. We could give Devin Stallman a try. He's at least a more well-rounded hitter. Yeah, let's try it. Let's give Devin Stallman a chance to play some third base. That and Speed was almost as good as he is. Maybe we'll decide to just play Speed at third and see if he can figure it out. Either way, though, I think Noriega had to go. And I think Cabral playing every day in the minors is more valuable than him playing every once in a while in the majors. Especially when he's playing at a very high level. I hope Cabral doesn't turn out to be a bust, but I'm starting to come to that realization, and it's not a realization I particularly enjoy having. Alright, so how are we going to rejuggle the lineup, Mr. Bob Henley? So Stallman plays third, Williamson plays left, and Santa Cruz DHs. I'm fine with that. But again, but about against lefties? Against lefties, you basically just you bench Santa Cruz against lefties. I'm okay with that. He's much better against right-handed pitching, so I think I'm fine with platooning him. And then we can see if the team as a whole should just start hitting better. Like, truly, genuinely, we just need more than we're getting. So hopefully with another month, they'll come out of their collective slump and we'll start hitting much more consistently. Like, this is very much a lineup that should be capable of getting 6 to 7 runs a game pretty consistently. Like, this should not be a crazy thing. I will go and send Noriega to the minors. We're starting to see some improvement. We're climbing up the standings. We're still way behind the Rangers, though. The Rangers definitely seem like there's something special about them this year. Estrada breaking a finger is actually really bad. I don't have a great center fielder to replace him. And Estrada's also one of the few people who's having a great year offensively, too. But that's alright. We'll manage. If it means DeWitt playing center, then that's fine. How have you enjoyed the minors, Cabral? I think it's gotta be Cabral. I mean, it could be Portillo. Actually, Portillo does make a bit more sense. I think we will use Portillo instead. But what'll probably have is you'll probably move DeWitt to center would be my guess. No, you're actually playing Portillo at center. Okay. That's fine. Damn, 16 runs is pretty nice. Pretty nice. Okay. No real changes here. Cabral's actually decaying. He's getting worse, which is gross. Robbie Herbertson is a long ways away, but he could be a long-term answer at third base for sure. We're getting some movement. How long is Guerra out? Oh, Guerra will just be out for about a week. Okay. So we've already made a dramatic improvement in scoring runs. Remember, we're at 14th and now we're at 9th. Santa Cruz has helped a lot. Luna has improved. Hoskins has gotten a bit better. But DeWitt is slipping. There's something about our offense collectively where we're just not consistently putting the bat on the ball as a team. And while I expect that from most of these players, I don't expect that from DeWitt. It does deeply concern me that DeWitt is only hitting 261. If we're going to be a great team, he has to be hitting 280, 290, even 300. So that does cause me some small concern. The pitching isn't really good except for Chris Allen. Um, Chris Allen did improve his strikeout rate by also improving his walk rate. By which I mean he's walking everybody. Hopefully this will work itself out, but Chris Allen is on the very short list of being considered a bust among the pitching staff, which is truly a shame because we have a pretty dominant our pitching staff otherwise. It says we have a lot of errors. Who's fucking up? And why is it one of the outfielders? It's Hughes and Luna. They're both error prone. I expect it from... Yeah, I guess neither one of them is that great defensively. Okay. Remember how excited I was we got such a good player in Hughes for so cheap? And all of a sudden I'm starting to regret it. Stallman has made 5 errors already, and he's only played third base for 25 games. Not great. And Hoskins is fine. I genuinely need a better third baseman. Is there an interesting third baseman on the trading block? I mean, Ethan Holiday definitely qualifies. But I'd only get him for a year. That's the issue, right? Like, he'd be a significant upgrade, no doubt about it, but I'd only get him for a year. Because we're not going to be able to keep him. Oh, we can at least talk about it, though. Bring back Rodolfo Romero. That I find less appealing. So I can get him for a single prospect, which is good. Like, there's a lot of good in that. Mike Reed seems like an okay pitcher, but there's nothing about him that particularly tells me that he's anything truly special. So let's go ahead and trade Reed. I wonder if I can get you to eat some or all of his salary, though. I'll happily take it where you eat 50% of his salary. Done. Then we send Stallman to the minors and we activate Holiday. And this should instantly make us a far better, far more competitive team. There is a market for Chris Hughes. So if we decide it's time to move on, I think we probably have a reasonable chance of getting an okay return from him. But that should help us out a fair bit. Getting a quality third baseman like Ethan Holiday should only take us to even higher heights. One would hope. The thing is, there's not a ton of shit I can do to bring in more fans. Like, I don't have control over that other than just playing better baseball. Alright. So first things first, let's take a look at our coaching staff. We got a bunch of people that their contracts are up at the end of this year. Matt Young is probably somebody I'm not going to keep. I have some really great hitting coaches lower in the minors, and I think his relative competence isn't good enough, especially given how badly we've struggled this year. I think Goddard has been a really good bench coach for us, and I think keeping him does make some sense. So let's go ahead and offer him a new extension and keep him around a while. I want all the minor league coaches to be kept, but some of them I'm going to talk to individually. That's fine. Alvarez has done a pretty decent job. I mean, I guess he hasn't done a decent job. Maybe it's just the year, just try to make a cleaner slate of it. Jose Vicente I do want to keep. But I might let Manuel Alvarez walk. Levi Romero can be... No, I'm going to keep... I'm going to have a harder time replacing Romero just because I can get a lot of people that want to play in AAA, but it's harder to find AA and certainly below that. An offer you an extension, Scott Chambers. You're actually a really good pitching coach. You've got a decent chance to get promoted with the right deal here. Montan is fine. For the low minors, I'm perfectly content to let him stick around. Malcolm Owens is seeming like a really good candidate to be launched into the Major League hitting coach role. So, Mr. Owens, I'm going to ask your patience, but you actually could end up being a key part of our coaching staff. Cody Sundback is decent, I guess. I still don't know why every one of my minor league teams loses all the time, but it's probably because they're playing the youngsters that don't have as good an overall stat, which is fine. And I definitely want to keep Grolman Gonzalez. Both of them are some really talented coaches, and we can make some moves. Because I'm not going to bring back Matt Young. I think we need somebody with a bit more upside that can help us get to the next level. I'll tell you what, Matt Young, here's my challenge to you. If I finish the season with the top 5 offense, I will keep you. That is my challenge. 5 for 5 for you. I wish you had something other than a single, but you're nothing if not consistent. McDevitt made the roster, as did Alexis Pinto, as did Joel Volpert. Santiago Luna is our only position player that made the roster, but 3 pitchers and a position player seems pretty good. I'm here for that. Prospect game roster, Abraham Fontanez made it, Dave Tingle, and no hitters. All right, it's draft time. We've got to get an injection of offensive talent come hell or high water if we're going to be successful here. We've got to get some really good offensive talent that can help us in the future or even right now. What's going to happen is like Jeremy Clever is going to fall to me, and I'm going to fall all over myself trying to draft him. Even though that's probably not what's best for the team. Oh, here we go. Wow. This is a very deep draft, but it's not a very good... Hi, Dan Espinosa. You could become my third baseman as soon as next season. And I know your skill set is very limited, but I think you're worth it. And I don't want to take a chance on saving you to the second round and hoping that you're still there. The fact is, I need a plug-and-play third baseman that I can rely upon because I'm not keeping Holiday. And I think Espinosa could be that. So I'm going to draft him. And then we'll see who's left. Okay. I want to focus on offensive draft. I want that to be my primary concern. So I'm not going to look at the pitchers because it's just going to distract me. Doug Hayes is a really solid all-around hitter. Not playing for a great school, though. But a solid all-around hitter. I don't think I like what I see here, though. I just don't think there's enough to convince me that it'll be successful to Major League level. Steve Hicks. I've never even heard of this university. If you're a fan of Stanislaus State, then good for you. Again, not bad, not amazing. Maybe. Armstrong actually seems like the best choice so far. Now, Davin Blackwell could be a decent... Oh, that's why. Because he wants to get paid all the money. I'm not gonna spend that much money on him. Sergio Carrillo is a third baseman. And this is why you're getting drafted by me. You're never going to be a shortstop. But you could easily be a third baseman. And I think, Mr. Carrillo, welcome aboard. Let's bring you in. I'm going to take a shot at Ken Armstrong. I do like what he brings to the table. He's a switch-hitting catcher who could actually stay at catcher. And I think there's a lot of usefulness there. I've already grabbed ourselves 3 quality hitters. Now let's just get the best players we can. Jadon Isaiah, if he could play any position whatsoever. My alma mater, or one of them anyway. Kansas State. Go Wildcats. Do we have any high contact hitters left? We do. Davin Blackwell still hasn't been drafted yet. I'm going to take a spin, and we're going to see if I can afford him. But if I can't, I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. Oh my god, I can't afford him. We tried. I will grab Tommy LaBruna. And then let's make sure we get at least some pitching guys in here. Big stuff. Big stuff. Brad Simmons. Sergio Portner. Joe Hughes looks like he could be a really good pitcher. I don't know why he's only rated a 40. Oh, that's why. He doesn't throw very hard. But I still think he could be a good pitcher. So let's grab Mr. Hughes here. That is 8 rounds. I'm more than content to let my scouting director try to find us some diamonds in the rough. Alright, let's freaking go. So we've basically got now 3 legitimate third base prospects, where a few moments ago we had 0 of them, which is excellent news. Ken Armstrong should be a potentially pretty good player. How much does Davin Blackwell actually want? He wants over $10 million. The answer to that question, my friend, is no. I don't think so. Matt here, sure, he can have 720 grand. That's fine. But yeah, I am not paying $10 million for a player that's not $10 million good. Danny Gross is going to miss 5 weeks, which isn't ideal. I don't really have a starter that I trust in the mid to high minors. We might have to just do our best with, like, Luis Blas. Do we give Yedelson Davini a chance? No, he's walking way too many people. I'm going to keep him in the minors, and we're going to call up Blas. And then let our amazing manager decide how they want to settle that. We're going to zip along to the trade deadline and probably make a deal or two of some variety. We get Estrada back. That's amazing news. How is Portillo performing? Portillo's actually been fairly decent. I'm going to send down Williamson, and I'm going to call up Estrada. And you know what I'm going to do? I think I'm going to trade Williamson. Well, he still has some sort of value to him. The man has had 400 plate appearances and just sucks. And this is always the problem with this kind of player, right? Like, the difference between last year and this year is, first of all, he's not hitting home runs at the same rate, which is pretty gross. But yeah, I just think we need to move on from him. He was a shiny new toy, but I don't think he offers enough. So let's flip him for a quality prospect. Danny Cartier looks like he could be a decent choice. You're basically Kevin Cox. I've already got one of those. I don't need Kevin Cox 2.0. If Glenn Tiegerman could play the field, I'd think about it. But, meh. I definitely don't want a reliever. I've got plenty of relievers in the mid to high minors. Reliever is not a subject I lack. I remember seeing Cartier. I like Danny Cartier. I like him a fair bit, actually. He's a much more well-rounded outfielder. Still with a decent bit of pop, but he's also a really fantastic defender. So I like Mr. Cartier, you're in. The question is, do I promote him now? Where's Cabral? Is Cabral hurt? Cabral is hurt. He broke his foot. Maybe don't do that next time, Cabral. Anyway. Okay. We'll look at the trading deadline. I'll take some quick stock of our lineup and our team as a whole and see what we could do. Nope. I wouldn't mind a starting pitcher, though. I wouldn't mind like a 1-year starting pitcher kind of deal. That would be much appreciated. Which one are you, LaBruna? Oh, you're the first baseman. I definitely want to shortlist you. And I definitely want to shortlist Carrillo. Oh, by the way, Carrillo... I'm changing your mind immediately. You're a third baseman. You're not a shortstop. Not even going to let you try to be a shortstop. I've got plenty of those. Plenty of those. Why do we care about this trade? Is it Luke Orphy? Is he the one that's on my short list? He is. Oh, because I traded him. Yeah, I drafted him in the 5th round and then I traded him. Oh, interesting. He never actually played for me. Man, my bro here is a twin for life. Oh, he was a twin for life. Has he ever been in the major leagues? He has not even had a single at-bat. Poor guy. You got drafted by the Oakland A's. You should know that's the kiss of death. No. Tempting, but no. Matsukato is a no. I do want a starting pitcher if I can acquire one, but I want somebody that's a little bit better than that. Alright. So what are we looking at for positions? Holiday, Estrada, DeWitt, and Luna are all playing at a pretty decent level. Santa Cruz is hitting well. Randy Hoskins hasn't been that impressive. He's been replacement level essentially. So if I could get a good first baseman, that would also be lovely. Bobby Guerra is fine for right now. Pitching staff seems pretty decent. I don't want to fuck with that. We're top 4 in runs scored somehow. Let's see if we can upgrade at first base and see if we can get a veteran starter. Let us begin the trade deadline day. These are both hard nosed. Kevin Donahue is uninteresting. Wait, what? Interesting. Mike Corcoran could also be a starting pitcher. Okay. That's cool. This is not a very good draft class, it would seem. Or trade class, it would seem. Roman McPeak. No, thank you. I cannot take on that much salary, nor do I wish to. Jared Hartley would be a nice piece to acquire if we can. What would you cost me? Not a huge amount. I could give you Luis Villa and we'd be done with it. Yeah, let's bring him on. I think that's an easy trade, in my opinion. Chris Allen, my boy. You have badly struggled so far this season. I'm gonna send you to the minors to see if you can get your shit together, and we'll put Hartley in your place in the rotation. That's one thing. Could I get rid of Demoya? Is there anybody that would take him on, hoping they could try to recapture some of his past glory? He's been a perfectly fine reliever. If we actually just make him into a reliever, he's actually reasonably decent. I mean, he has actually pitched at a decent level for us, but it seems to me like it's something we don't actually need. But anyway. Blah, 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 blah. Like, I don't want to help the Yankees with their payroll situation. Dory Zambrano would be a wonderful addition. But again, I get Caleb Sellers back. Wouldn't that be funny? Get our old pal Caleb back. Maybe. Maybe. Caraballo would actually be pretty decent. He's not a very good first baseman, though, is the thing. I'm just not feeling it. Like, none of these players strike me as... Like, what would be the downside of just bringing Kevin Cox back to the Major League roster? Like, we decided that Hoskins isn't the guy, and he may not be the guy. But maybe he'll get better, who knows. But for right now, Hoskins is not a terribly impressive first baseman. But I don't have any high minors first baseman that I'd be willing to try out. I want to let Cartier get some reps in AAA, but I think he might get called up at the... I do I? I disagree. I'm not giving up Cabral yet. Could Cabral handle first base? Oh god, he'd be awful at it. Never mind. I'm going to trade Kevin Cox. I think there's something that needs to happen. I'm gonna look for other first basemen of any potential because I need somebody to do something different than he does. And oh god, these are all terrible, terrible deals. I retract my statement and will simply change it to any prospect that might not be terrible. Wow, okay. The people that don't like having... What about Ronnie Small at first base? How bad would you be at first? Ratings. Not that bad. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna try it. We're gonna call up Ronnie Small. We're gonna send down, I want to keep Spiva. Or I guess Spiva could also play first base. So we have other first base options. Okay, I feel better about this now. Do I trade Hoskins? I don't think I do. I don't think I do. What I will do is I will suggest we put Spiva in at first base. And see what that does for the manager. But I'm not going to trade for anybody else. Is there anybody whose contract is up or going to be up that I might want to try to get something for? I'm not going to get Noriega. I'm nobody's going to be anything for Noriega. I'm not that silly. That ain't going to happen. You're just going to tell me to get fucked. I mean, okay, check that. I do have some options here. Chacon sucks. Merida sucks. Peralta, not great. Ramos is semi-interesting. I'll take Ramos. I'm not even going to think about it because I wasn't going to bring him back. Oh, we're just going to finish today. I got what I wanted to out of the trading deadline. Not a terribly thrilling one, but I think our bigger trade was the one for Holiday at the beginning of July. And also, the acquisition of Hartley, I think, will help us out, too, especially come playoff time. Having another reliable arm is always a good thing. It's always a very good thing. Jorge Gallego has improved a bit, which is lovely to see. You love to see it. Davini is adding control, although he is a ways away from making that work out. Cartier's getting better. Yeah, there we go. Neat. I just had 3 games where I scored 3 runs and that was it, and yet I won all 3 of them. That's pretty wild. Santa Cruz is hurt. We will definitely put him on the IL. And if he's healthy, this is the time to bring Cabral back, I think. Because Cabral has played very, very well in AAA. Let's bring him back, and let's see if with a bit of tender loving care he can figure out how to hit. We just got 14 runs in his first game back. I don't know whether that's because of him, but Aguayo got 3 home runs. My dear, you are dominating in AA, so that is damning with the faintest of praise, but Ethan Holiday played well. 5 for 5, including 3 doubles. That's pretty great. Delicious water. That's fine. He'll be back when he's back. Okay, we get a Mike Swanson back. The question is, do we want Mike Swanson back? I don't know that we do. Let me rehab him. Let's get him rehabbing in the minors, and then we'll figure out what to do with him. Like, I know he hasn't done anything truly amazing yet, but Luis Blas is actually having a very good season so far. I wonder if Mike Swanson's going to take the player option. He might not. He might decide that we're not giving him enough respect and like tell me to get fucked, which would be fine with me. Like if he doesn't want to stay, I'm not going to force him to stay. He's got to do what's best for him. I got excited. I saw 16 Ks for Luna or for Skeens. I was like, damn. But then I looked again. It's like, oh, the sounds. He's in the minors. Do we keep Young? I did promise we were top 5 in. Oh, we're not top 5 in scoring, so I might actually let him walk. He might have done what he was going to do, and we might not mess with that anymore. All right. We really need a big time first baseman. We've needed one for a long time, and we just haven't been able to find one. We'll have to see. Danny Grossback is actually very, very welcome. I don't want to get rid of Bloss. Bloss is actually pitching very well. But Danny Gross does have a bit more upside than he does. Mr. Bloss, I'm going to... Oh, I could send down No, I can't send down Schaffner. Mr. Bloss, I will send you... Oh, never mind. Full rosters are back. I forgot about that. You both get to come back. I'm not going to bring back Chris Allen. I'm going to let him marinate. Georg Hunt. Danny Cartier. Oh, 38-man roster is full, is it? Is it? It is. Okay. Zam. Alright. I will call up Ronnie Small and see what they do with him. And that's a good enough start for now, I think. Kurt Phipps is not that interesting. Truly not that interesting. I don't want to waive Kevin Cox, so I won't get anything for him, but I did actually want to give Espinosa a chance this year. But I do not at all mind letting him play in AAA and then calling him up in spring training of next year. He's already even better with the contact and the gap power than he had been before. You truly love to see it. Damn, Dan Espinosa. He's like, bitch, I'm the best. You're pretty good. You're pretty good. I'm here for it. 1,000%. I get no comp pick. That's fine. I wasn't going to keep him anyway. That was not a great draft. I wonder if that's just a really, like, there are like 3 or 4 super elite talents, none of which had any chance of ever falling to me. We have no chance in hell at getting a bye. The Blue Jays and Tigers are just way too good this year. Which is fine. We'll figure it out. But it will make our path to going deep in the playoffs a bit more challenging. Given how slow our start was, we've actually played a pretty damn fine season, all things considered. It's hard to argue any season you win more than 90 games. Player development. couple of young catchers making some moves. Very appreciated. I would like to shortlist Mr. Davini here. And Fontañez. Here, you know what? Everybody that's rated a 60 or higher needs to be shortlisted to get all of lay news. Where's Carrillo? There he is. And you also get... Oh, you already have been shortlisted. Amazing. Okay. $95 and $66. Not too shabby, my friends. Not too shabby. And then we're going to go to the beginning of the playoffs. First ever home run champion. Very nice. Estrada's out for 5 days. That's not great. Alright, let's get the playoff roster set. This is what the AI suggests. How many pitchers do we have at the moment? We have 13. I think 13 is fine. I am not carrying... Oh, here you go. Here we go. Mello and Rogers makes sense. Nothing crazy here. Bobby Garrett didn't hit all season, and especially if it seems like Estrada is going to be hurt, I'd rather let Portillo get the roster spot. So we're going to remove Bobby Garrett and add Portillo. Just a little bit of a minor switch, but Portillo can definitely fill in at center field if we need him to. He's actually transformed this season. If you recall, not recently, he's considered like a mid-tier potential guy, but now his potential is a lot higher, which is great. It's fantastic news, and it just gives us more flexibility in the future to have a really good center fielder like that. Okay, Coolio. All right, Chaparino. Okay. So, as predicted, we do go to the wild card series. Can we defeat the Yankees? A difficult question. McDevitt did pretty good. I love it. What the fuck? I genuinely do not care. They will figure it out. Why do you need my fucking intervention? Wait, that's not even my team. What? Here we go, league functions. No, I definitely don't want to do that. Finish today. Oh my god. You know what? I'm gonna turn on commissioner mode. I don't know why the fuck I have to do this and why it's stopping my damn game. Here we go. This fuckhead. Send him to Rookie League. Oh, okay. He'll only do you a favor. This guy sucks anyway. He's cut. There. Now shut the fuck up, game. Why are you bothering me about that? Like, I can't control that. There. Weirdo. Alright. Hartley tried to pitch well. He just didn't quite manage it. It's old A. Omari Nickelberry. And just as we paid him to do, he decided to roll over and let us hit him really good. So thank you, mate. Your fruit basket is in the mail. All right. I said Jose Brown. I was like, another ghost of Oakland past, but no, it's Joe Brown, not Jose Brown. Oof. That was a tight game. And a rare miscue by Volpert. Damn. But then we light him up with McDevitt. Very good, very good. Mr. Hartley brings in another key victory. And there we go, my friends. Well done. I'll be honest, the Blue Jays are a pretty scary team this year, but we managed to put it together. Wow. We had the best pitching staff in the AL by over 100 runs. That's a lot. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. It is the Tigers and the A's. Okay. Tim Rogers is going to retire. I had you for like 5 minutes. Why have you been... I had you for 0 minutes. Oh no, I did actually add you as a... I brought you in as an indie player, and then I immediately cut you before the season even started. I don't really care about any of you guys right now. Until the next playoff round, please and thank you. Very ugly victory, but a victory nonetheless. Oh my, what a crazy fucking game. Look at this shit. It's all the offense. Every last bit of it. Damn. It's the other Amari. Wow, I really had a lot of players named Amari, didn't I? Apparently I have a type. I guess. And also former Oakland A, Jim Chrisman. Yeah, I remember him. He's had a mighty fine career. Good for him. Oof. Amari Broaden knew all of our secrets. But not Jim Chrisman. We gave too much information, though, to him. Damn. A rare misstep for McDevitt, who's actually been lights out this postseason. McDevitt is really showing himself to be one of the top young pitchers in the game this year. And Hartley got lit up. Oh, dear. I can't watch. We did it! We did it. Oh my gosh, what a competitive series. Like, check out this Game 7. It was tied. It was 4-2 into the 7th. The Tigers make this ginormous big deal here with a 2-run single. Like, they roughed up Ramirez. He got roughed up. But then Volpert came in, slammed the door for 2 innings. And we're back in the World Series, baby. We made it. We made it. It's a Bay Area series. Very cool. Very cool. I don't think it's ever happened. No, there was the Earthquake World Series. The one the Earthquake happened in. That the A's ended up winning. I'm going to Google it really quickly. But I remember that one distinctly. Let's see. World Series A's Giants. Is 1989. Yep. I was but a lad those days. But a lad those days. I guess the only time we ever had one, which was between the A's and the Giants. If we quickly look at league history, it should tell us, like, going back, if there's ever been any other A's Giants World Series. But I don't think there ever has been. Yeah, there it is. Can we make it to try? Oh, and there actually has already been another series. I forgot completely that 2029 we had actually played the Giants, so maybe it's a good omen. Or maybe it's not. Who can say? Who can say? A very nice early game here. Very good start. It's Frank Moreno. I remember Frank Moreno. He had like half of an okay season for me. And then I traded him. Who did I trade you for? McDevitt. Oh, how ironic. At least Caleb Loris turned out to be a really good closer, I suppose. Might see him in this series. Who knows? Playoffs, please. Giants roar back to defeat Hartley. Oh dear, Danny Gross got destroyed. Uh-oh. Alright, we get back. We even up the series. Okay. McDevitt doesn't let us down. Although Volpert was the hero there, for sure. Can we bring it home? We can! Oh my, what a pitcher's duel. Wow. Hartley, honestly, the true MVP. Without Hartley's amazing postseason performances, I don't think we win the World Series this year. I truly don't think we do. Santiago Luna, of course, was amazing, but oh my gosh, we did it. Our third World Series title. Amazing. And we had such a slow start to the season. Such a slow start. I genuinely thought we wouldn't make the playoffs at all. Then again, Santiago Luna has a real good chance to be the MVP this year. And whenever you have the MVP, that's generally a good sign. Generally a good sign. Alright, so first things first. Swanson decides to stick around. Annoying, but not awful. You wanted me to upgrade. It's better. Good job. A few players retire. Staff members retire. Bob Henley has retired. Dave Daniels has retired. Okay. There's going to be a lot of change in the air next season. We're going to leave that alone for right now. We're going to leave that alone. I want to talk about what happened this season, and then we'll save next season for next season. Oh, my contract isn't up yet. I still have one more year. Fuck you, John Fisher. Truly, now and forever, fuck you. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. Let's talk about baseball. Ozzy and the Straw. No, wrong thing. Wow, you're a terrible base runner. Oh, you're just a terrible hitter. Okay, that's a little better. Okay, so Santiago Luna led the league in home runs and played shortstop. That strikes me as pretty good. Pretty good. Also stole 23 bases, only got caught twice. Which is fantastic. Sean DeWitt did eventually turn in a better season, although still a bit of a disappointment in my opinion. Like, he does so many things for us that I can't be too annoyed by him. But this is a severe drop-off, even from 2036. I think he maybe stepped up his defense. No, it's his base running got better. He stepped up his defense a bit. Slightly more extra base hits, But yeah, he actually was better in 2036. But Holiday. I didn't make a bunch of trades this season, but the ones I did make paid off, and I think Holiday proved to be an excellent third baseman. He's not staying at all, but I appreciate what he brought to the team. He stabilized third base enough for Espinosa to take over next year. Ismael Estrada has only one weakness. Only one thing keeps him from being one of the upper echelon center fielders in Major League Baseball. High. Which makes someone like Chris Portillo turning into a better player even more valuable. Chris Hughes is significantly declining. Will this get fixed? It might. It absolutely might. But it's going to take a while, I think. I think we're going to see some serious upgrades and improvements next season. His power disintegrated. Did I expect him to hit 20 home runs every year? Of course I didn't. But he has enough power to hit 10, I think. Overall, his bat, though, was very disappointing. He just didn't get on base enough for us to be what we needed to be. Andy Santa Cruz probably at this point deserves the benefit of the doubt. Portillo was good in limited play. Hoskins was not. The struggle to find a quality first baseman to play first base every day, I think, continues. We got a lot of players that just didn't play at a very high level. Trace Biba ended up being awful, except for his ability to draw walks, which is actually fairly nice. But I don't know what to do about Cabral. I genuinely don't. Like, I don't know what it is that when he gets to the majors, he just can't hit. I think we have to give him next year. I think we have to just leave him in the majors, let him work through his struggles, or trade him. But I can't keep jerking him around and expecting him to upgrade when he just isn't going to do it, I don't think. I think we also need to upgrade a catcher. Which is a real shame because Melo was actually really good last year. But this year, not so much. And I have enough interesting young players that I can probably find a more workable catcher with a little bit of help. But thank you very much to Luna. You basically made this World Series happen, and then with some secondary with some other people here. Hoskins did hit 22 home runs. That isn't nothing. But he's not a good enough all-around hitter to be a first baseman. I think we're going to have to maybe explore other options if they present themselves. Our pitching, we haven't had a Cy Young in a while, but I wonder if Chris McDevitt might get some consideration. The man knows when to have a big year. He's going to make a lot of money in arbitration, and I'm certainly not going to deny him that. The funny thing is, all he did was just get a little bit luckier. He allowed far fewer home runs, which is obviously very important. I think if we look at his ground ball ratio, I bet it's significantly lower than it was last season. I think that's pitching 2. Right? No it isn't. Is it pitching 1? Ground out. Interesting. He actually gave up more, but he just didn't get hit this season for whatever reason. His walks went down a skosh. His strikeouts went up a skosh. But really, it's all about maybe having a better defense, but it's really about having really good stuff. So I think McDevitt's got a chance to win that. Holy fucking shit, Joel Volpert. 4 wins as a reliever. Wow. Like, there's no other word for that than wow. That's insane. That is completely and utterly bonkers. 4 wins as a reliever. I'm going to check Major League history. Really, leaderboards. Oh, you don't have a separate one for relievers, do you? That's annoying. That's very annoying. Like, I could look by single season here, but it's not going to be clear to me how many of these guys are relievers and how many aren't. But here we go. I'm going to Google it. I'm going to do single season for relief pitcher. This is literally all starters. Apparently Goose Gossage had 8.2 B WAR in 1975. But also pitched like a bunch of innings. Like, I'm almost positive that Goose Gossage probably pitched like 150 innings. Goose Gossage 1975 stats. Here you go. How did you achieve such heady heights of 7 WAR? .2 WAR. 141 innings, so he's basically like a starter. This is utterly nuts, though. And while I had a feeling that our bullpen was good, that's fantastic. Jared Hartley pitched quite well for us. The thing of it is, though, our bullpen really carried us this season. Because our starting pitching wasn't that phenomenal. We had some really good bullpen guys, and then some starters that weren't awful. But, like, objectively, look at the starting rotation. Danny Gross is the only pitcher other than McDowell to even give us 100 innings. He gave us excellent innings, don't get me wrong, but he only gave us 113 innings. If we add in Chris Allen, Allen was 102 innings. That's 3 starters who gave us 100 or more innings. And most of that was McDevitt. Like, I genuinely cannot let McDevitt leave. If we let him leave, a lot of our rotation just disintegrates. He is a workhorse in an era where workhorses are not easy to find. Because they're not going to be able to bring back Hartley. I hate to dash your hopes, but he's not going to be able to come back. I'm not going to be able to afford him because we're at $30 million in the hole before you would start the season. I think Allen and Deviney are both going to get chances in spring training. I don't think I can avoid that. Because we're going to need somebody to come through as a starting pitcher if we're truly going to be a top-flight team next year. Dan Espinosa has third base. It would have to be something truly shocking for him not to end up with third base. And I'm here for that. We're definitely going to have to clear some... we're definitely going to have to clear some people. I would love to trade Mike Swanson, actually. I might do that as soon as free agency is finished and we can see how many of our people actually drop off the roster. But yeah, we have some decisions to make to be certain if we're going to make this team competitive. Because right now we have a bunch of money tied up in just a couple of players in DeWitt and Luna. And DeMoya. Not great. Not great. DeMoya just looks worse and worse every year. Now, he had a pretty fine year out of the bullpen. If he can come back and start next year, we might be able to recoup some of this investment. But right now, DeMoya looks like a really bad contract. Granted, as long as he produces 2 or more wins a season, we're still sort of coming out ahead. But he should not be the second highest paid player on this team. He just shouldn't. Yeah, we're gonna have some decisions to make here for sure. For sure. Would you just fucking leave, you jackass, and stop hoarding money? I don't know how we increased 10 to 50,000 a game. I genuinely don't. Genuinely. Like, I just won 95 games and won the World fucking Series, and I still can't get 52,000 people in the stadium a day. Unless I cut ticket prices. But there's genuinely almost nothing I can do to fuck with attendance. Genuinely almost nothing. So we're going to have some decisions to make here. I'm not going to lose Cartier. I refuse. I will really quickly, because I'm not going to lose Cartier for nothing, which is what will happen. Were you any good at all, Gallego? You weren't awful, but you weren't good either. You also barely played, so... Would anybody take Mike Swanson from me? Like, anybody at all? For literally anything, would somebody take Mike Swanson off my salary? Only somebody even worse. So no, thank you. I think I can waive Devin Stallman. I think that's probably fine. Just so I don't lose Cartier. How many catchers do we... Oh, Kevin Cox. Can I trade you, please? Can I just get rid of you? I don't want to take on any salary for him, but if I have to, I'll just waive him. And if somebody else claims him, they claim him. Because I want to make sure that I don't forget about Yadilson here. I'm just going to trade Amari Hasbury. Like, I'm not going to lose him for nothing, but I also don't think he's got much of a chance to make the Major League team right now. I'm going to trade him real quick. Sorry, I actually meant to end the episode, but if we can get some good players here. Josh Davis. I like Josh Davis a lot. He does nothing poorly. There's a lot to like about that. Yeah, let's do it. I'm not going to keep looking when I've already got a really good choice there and Josh Davis done. There we go. Other people that I either need to keep or get rid of. I don't think Joe McGathy is going to work out. I genuinely don't. He's not a bad hitter, though. He is not a bad hitter, and that makes him more interesting than some of the other players that we have at our disposal. I'm going to lose some people in free agency, so I should have enough time to add McGathy to the 40-man before he's eligible for minor league free agency. Okay. Anyways, that's going to conclude today's episode. I hope you all have enjoyed. If you have, please remember to like and subscribe. Comment down below. Let me know what you think about our chances going forward. And we shall see what happens in the next episode and see if we can't keep this good thing going while we still can. Until next time, my friends, this has been F Guardian. Thank you for watching, and I bid you